So how much does it cost to have a space digitally? It depends on what you want to do and where you're going to start. But there are a lot of places that you can get started digitally. You don't own them, but you can be on them, and people are already in those spaces. So if you're in Facebook, it doesn't cost you to be in Facebook. If you're on Discord, it doesn't cost you to be in Discord. If you're in WhatsApp, it doesn't cost you to be in those spaces. Now, you might want to create your own communities and own pages, and you might want to have restrictions on access, or maybe you want them public. Maybe you want some places that are going to be private within there where you're doing things. But what you spend on getting started can be really pretty minimal. In fact, most people, if you already have a phone in your hand, you can be doing digital ministry from the phone that you already have. If you have a PC, you can be doing it from the PC that you already have. I've been doing some tech upgrades because I want to improve what I'm doing. So I've gotten a new camera. I've gotten some new microphones. I've gotten some new earphones. But I didn't need to have those things to get started. I could start with what I already had. And if you don't have, you could probably ask around for some friends of yours who have some things that they've upgraded. That's how I got started with VR. I had a friend who had an old set. He gave that to me to be able to try it out so that I can begin doing some things. So start with whatever you have, and then from there, decide what you need to upgrade. I think one of the things first is microphone, because if your sound is bad, no one's going to listen to you. They're not going to watch you if your sound is bad. So sound, I think, is the most important thing. It's actually the next upgrade I want to do is to upgrade from this one. But this is a hand-me-down from my son-in-law who gave it to me. So I didn't even spend that on this to get started. He gave it to me when he upgraded. And my camera, I did go and get one of those because my built-in didn't really have good lighting. So start with what you have. If you have resources as a church, use the resources you have. Get someone to give you some advice who's already doing things before you make upgrades to find out if they're using it, if they like the system they're using, what they like about the system that they're using. So right now, I've got a few friends that I'm asking about microphones, and I'm trying to figure out the best one that they would like. When I got my camera upgrade, I did that based on watching some reviews, but I started out with just the things I had. And while I was learning along the way, I made do with all of those things until I was able to start making some upgrades. So how much does it cost? It doesn't cost anything if you use sources and resources that you already have. And it doesn't cost anything if you go to the places that are already free to access. Now, you're going to want to have probably a website down the road, depending on if you're a ministry and how you're connected. If you're a missionary, you might not need that. But start with what you have. Don't spend a lot, and then work on upgrades as you have funds to be able to do that.